Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome to another episode of The Trevor Ohlsen Show, episode number 22 on Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020. I am your host, Trevor Ohlsen. Nailed that intro. I've been messing up the intros as of late. Not a problem. You just move through it and you practice. I ran through those lines, 15, 20 times before I click record because I'm a professional. How's everyone doing? I feel like there's something about from Saturday to Wednesday, even though it's like 4 days, I feel like I've missed a day, like I forgot to do a podcast. It's like it's been too long because I don't know, from Wednesday to Saturday, it feels quick. It's like I do a Wednesday episode, Saturday's up. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days, boom, I'm doing another show. From Saturday to Wednesday, it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days. So I have an extra day to discuss. There should be 8 days in a week. 8 days a week. How's everyone? How are you guys? You doing well? You watching the news? I'm not. This has been a realization for me. I have been disconnected intentionally from the news. I've talked about this in the past where I will intentionally disconnect as to live a more productive, more meaningful, less, oh my gosh, the world is ending sort of life. And I gotta say, ever since election day, haven't watched the news, haven't heard a thing from Trump, about Trump, haven't heard a thing about Biden, haven't paid any attention, and I'm much happier for it. And so I'm journaling, which I've done in the past, and I'm back at it now. And I realized that I was like, what am I doing when I'm happy? You know, what habits am I doing? What is my routine like? What's my schedule like? And one of the things that I realized, it's like I'm happiest when I don't know what's going on. I am happiest when I am disconnected from the shit show that is the news. And it's the news. They're going to show you the shit show because that's what you want to see. That's what makes the money. That's what draws people in. And so I have disconnected, and I'm much happier for it. So it's kind of insane to think that, at least I could be wrong, like I said, because I'm not watching, but it's like I swear the election happened and like all the shit went away. Am I right? Am I correct with that? I don't know. But it seems like I am, and I'm always right. I am never wrong, and I refuse to hear other people's points and perspectives. But yeah, it just feels like the temperature has dropped in the country, which is a good thing because I have heard it described, and I describe Trump as just having the country at a boil for the last 4 years. That's what it's felt like. Hasn't affected me. You know, I'm fine. And most people are fine, but they just need something to complain about. But yeah, so it's just interesting to see the change of tone with the news. I haven't been paying attention to COVID. I forget COVID's going on. I forget the pandemic is happening. That's the life you guys want to live. Listen to me. That's the life you want to live. You want to live the life where you don't think about COVID, you don't think about Trump or Biden, because your preoccupation is more important than all of the nonsense. It's not nonsense. It's the pandemic. It's our president. Trump is not mowing your grass. He's not shoveling your snow, and neither is Biden. I had COVID-19. It's worse for some people. I was sick for a week. Thankfully, my whole family recovered. Thank God. But we can't live in this world anymore. Everyone's afraid. We're entering a totalitarian regime. I'm concerned for our country. I am concerned for our country. But let's not talk about that. Let's not discuss real problems on here, because I know that most of you come to this podcast, to this show, to get away from the real problems. So let's talk about good things. I have finished Matthew McConaughey's book, Green Lights. Green Lights, his memoir, and I can't recommend it enough. It was insightful. It was sexy. It was funny. It was filled to the brim with one-liners, bumper stickers, all sorts of great shit. I will be adding it to the book list on my website, which, by the way, for any of you people interested, listening, all of you, if you're interested in listening or checking out, rather, the books that I have been reading, I have a little books button on my website. Just go to the main page, and it says, like, music, podcast, Patreon, merch, books. Excuse me. And if you click on the books button, it's going to take you to a page of all the books that I've been reading. There's only about 30 up there because I've really only gotten into reading in the last couple years. But I'm into it now more so than I ever have been, and I couldn't be happier about that. So I think the next book I'm moving to is Michelle Obama's book, Becoming. I bought that book. I totally forgot I even bought it, and it's just in my closet because I always listen to Audibles, so I forget that I have physical books. And so I remember I bought that one, and I didn't read it. I just bought it. I was like, well, that seems interesting. And I feel like I can relate to Michelle Obama because I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I am becoming. We are all perpetually becoming. Are we not? Are we not? So I think I'm going to read that one. I like reading books, as I discussed last podcast. I like reading books that I can implement new ideas, concepts, philosophies, whatever they may be, to make my life better, to improve upon the story that currently is my life. And so I'll read those types of books, but I'll also read books like Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights, because he's a very successful, not only successful, but he's just lived a great life. So it was a great story. And I read books about successful people. That's what I do. I read books. I don't read books about people who never made it. Those are losers. They don't deserve my time and attention. This is a new idea that I've recently heard about it in Brian Tracy's The Psychology of Selling, and then I heard it again actually in Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights. And I've never thought of this before, but the idea is that winners. I'm concerned I'm developing a lisp because of how often I jokingly lisp on here and do that one stupid voice. I feel as if I'm developing a lisp. I hope I'm not. Okay, so the idea is that winners, they look back on their successes and they break them down and they question them and they build off of their past successes. Whereas losers, oh my God, you're a loser. Losers tend to look back on their failures and they dissect their failures and they try to move forward. So stop focusing on your failures. Focus on your past successes and grow. Go and grow from there. And so I've heard this idea echo in my brain for the last few days and in the past couple books that I've read. So I am going to start, failures are not a problem. Failures are stepping stones to success. And it's true. So focus on your past successes. Speaking of successes, did you watch the fights? Did you watch the fights? I don't know what you're talking about, Trevor. And yes, you are developing a lisp. So, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., who else was it? Jake Paul. It's so funny to me to see Jake Paul, the famous YouTuber who's 23, super young, and his brother, Logan Paul, to just transition into the UFC MMA world. It's very interesting to see. And I will say Jake Paul beat the shit out of, what was his name? He was a big 36-year-old black dude, famous career as an NBA basketball dunker. Like, he wasn't in the NBA. He did like the fun dunk contest. So he was an athlete, no doubt about it. But Jake Paul fucking clocked him in just I think it was it round one, round two? I think it was round one. I could be wrong, but he knocked him the fuck out. You get knocked the fuck out like Mike Tyson. That's a song. So there was a handful of fights that led up to the big Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. fight. I had never purchased the pay-per-view fight before, so I didn't know what to expect. And so I invited my cousin over, and I was like, fights at 8, man, like 8 o'clock. Let's get here. So we went to the cabin. We were hanging out, having a good time, shooting the shit. And then we got back to my house around 7. We're watching, like, the build up to the fights, and I'm just, having never purchased it before, I was like, all right, like, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones at, 8 o'clock. And no, that is not how it works. And it's actually, I see what they're doing, and I dig what they did. So, I mean, there's a whole fight card. I don't know, I didn't know this, and I did know it. I just wasn't thinking of it when I ordered. And I mean, you watch, there's like 4 fights. I mean, we watched like 4 or 5 fights. I can't remember how many. But I mean, we had it on from 7, and like Tyson and Roy didn't come on until 11. And so we watched fights for like 4 hours. And it was really fun. There's something very masculine about watching dudes beat the shit out of each other. It's fun. It's primal. It's our past history. And I even went out. I've done kickboxing. I did Taekwondo for 6 years, and I've done kickboxing for 2. And right before COVID kicked in, I was really getting into it again. I was weightlifting, which I still am, but just on top of the weightlifting, the running, everything that I was doing, I started doing kickboxing as well, and I was getting super into it. It was super fun. It felt great to be back in a group, because I'm always a lone wolf when it comes to exercise. And so it was fun to be in a group that was involved with multiple people. That's what a group is, Trevor. No shit. And but then COVID kicked in, and then it all stopped. So, and I ordered boxing gloves. I ordered the gloves because I had, like I said, I'd been going for a couple years, but I had never ordered my own pair of gloves because it's called Tek's Martial Arts, because Tek always supplied them. And so I never bought my own pair, but when I was getting back into it, I said, Tek, I'm ready. And he said, you're ready. And so I ordered, well, he pointed me in the right direction as far as like where to go online. I can't even remember the company's name. And he's like, you're going to spend a couple $100. And I was like, that's fine. And he's like, but they'll last you forever. I was like, great. That's not a problem. And so I found an awesome pair of gloves. What's it called? I'm like trying to envision the company's logo. I found a good pair of gloves. They're like $200, $250, something like that. And they were out of this company that's based in Thailand. And I ordered the gloves, and it said some, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. It was something like they thought it was fraud. And so, are you purchasing? I got a text message, and I was like, yes. And so then it said my order went through, and then it said my order went through twice. So I thought I spent like $500 on boxing gloves. But then I never got charged, and the gloves never showed up. And so I don't know what happened there. I don't. So I never got gloves. And then I'm watching Mike Tyson, Roy Jones. Next day, a couple days later, I skedaddle down to Little Dunham's. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've been itching to beat the shit out of things. Just, this year, although I have made the best from this year, if the pandemic hadn't happened, if quarantine hadn't happened, if COVID hadn't happened, I don't think this podcast would exist. And I don't think my album would be the way that it is. Which, by the way, I think it's done. I was writing in my journal yesterday that I'm to the point now where I don't know if I'm fixing it or just changing it. So I have revised and re-recorded and re-recorded and remixed and remixed and remixed. But all the while while I was doing that, it always clearly seemed that I was fixing the album. I was fixing things that needed work. But now it's to the point where there's a few things that still bother me, which I just don't see myself changing. Maybe just because they're very minimal and it's just coming down to personal preference. Like, preference, you guys aren't going to notice them or care, from what I can tell. And so I think I'm done with it. So, which, praise God, because it's like, I was writing, it's like, how do you know when you're done with an album? It's like, is it the feeling? Is it the final product? Is it the fact that you're fucking bored with it? What is it? Like, and one of the best reminders for me that my friend, the wise Kevin Chown, told me was that art is never finished, it is abandoned. And that's really beautiful. It's romantic. And it's also true. Like, art is never finished. You just let it go. You leave it. You move on. It's like a breakup. That's a great way to put it. It is like a relationship that you've done everything you can with, and then you leave that person in the dust and move on to the next because you're sick of that bitch. And now you gotta bang some other broad till you're bored with her. That's a gross way of putting it, because art is very beautiful. Creating is very beautiful. Creativity in general, it's very beautiful. But that's what it is. It's abandonment. So the album is very close to done. So getting back to the fight, this year, COVID kicking in, stopping boxing, me starting this podcast, all that stuff, because I have made the most of this year. It's been a great year for me, and thank God for that. So I went out to Dunham's and I got myself a nice pair of gloves, Glover McGloversons, and I don't know, I'm sitting like this as of late. I hope you guys don't mind this. Someone suggested that I look more into the camera, like I'm talking right to you guys. But fuck you. So I'm just gonna sit like this and be comfortable. So I went and got myself a pair of gloves, and I almost bought not a hanging bag, but a bag that's like weighted at the bottom, and then you fill it with water, and then you can punch the bag. But I don't know. I'd rather have a hanging bag, and we just don't really have the space here. Excuse me. I could put it in my room. I mean, this room is it's my bedroom. It's my home studio. It's my recording area. It's my podcast area. This is whatever the fuck I want it to be area. That's what this space is. My room, it's gonna second as a hospital pretty soon. And COVID cases keep going up. Oh my God, he's talking about COVID again. COVID cases keep going up. Come on down. I'm going to be podcasting, but behind this blue wall, there's going to be a sanitated? There's going to be an ER that's as clean as a hospital. That's my plan. It's a way to give back. You are developing a lisp. So, didn't buy the punching bag, but I just want to, I need to like get some shit, get some demons out of me. I mean, when you go hard on the bag, I mean, you let go all your stress, all your anger, all the built up nonsense that's getting in your way, that's fogging your vision. Like, it gets it all out. And I've talked about this a million times before, but that's what exercise does for me. It's a recalibration. So I watched those fights, and they were very fun, and it was a good time. The sauna, a little sauna update for y'all. The sauna. Still haven't used it. My dad went out yesterday, bought the wiring. Finally, thank you, Father. Got the wiring, and so we at least have it now. And he's like, we got to run it. So now all we have to do is run it in the next few days. And I don't know how the fuck to do this. Run wiring. He's like, we got to run it down to the basement, do all this, and he's working. I've got shit to do. It's like this fucking sauna is never gonna get done. No, it'll get done. It will. I'm just not living up to the virtue of patience. I'm being impatient. I'm learning that we need to not be in a rush to get anywhere. We need to get where we're going, but we need to enjoy the ride there. Yeah? Yes or yes? Thank you, Tim Dillon. Oh, I just did, right before I came on the air. Right before I came on the air, ladies and gentlemen, Spotify did their whole, yearly recap of what you've been listening to and what you've been tuning into. And so it was very cool. It was, really involved. It was really quite fun. And top 2 podcasts for me. Shocker, Joe Rogan Experience. Couldn't see that coming. Number 2, Tim Dillon Show, which is fucking hilarious. He's a bit cynical, and I don't know. I love Tim Dillon. He's one of my favorite comedians who I've been introduced to this year. I think he's hilarious. In fact, the Tim Dillon Show, I just stole that name. The Trevor Ohlsen Show. I was like, that's what he's doing. I'll just do this. I was like, everyone, the Joe Rogan Experience, the Tim Dillon Show, the this, the that, the that. I was like, I'll just do the Trevor Ohlsen Show. And he also just does it. He was kind of an inspiration for me because he just does it by himself. And I was like, well, he doesn't have guests on, and he just kind of rants. And Bill Burr, I was like, he rarely has guests on, and he just rants. And I was like, I can rant. I can do this. And so thank you, Tim, and thank you, Bill, because I know you guys are listening, for the inspiration. You inspired me you showed me that it was possible. And although I'm an optimist and I believe anything is possible, I believe that. Maybe not anything. I'm not going to fucking, I was going to say something with my dick. I don't know. When you see someone doing it, you go, oh yeah. It's like the 4-minute mile. This is interesting. This is as far as human psychology goes. The 4-minute mile everyone thought it could never be broken. And then as soon as one person did break it, a bunch of people broke it because they saw someone else doing it and then they realized it was possible. So we have to live lives where we're breaking the 4-minute miles in our own lives. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel me? Y'all catching my drift? Picking up what I'm putting down? I'm looking right at you. So we gotta just believe in ourselves. Today's episode is brought to you by Believe in Yourself. I'm excited to have sponsors someday. I just have to have a big enough audience to where, they're like, all right, now you can, not that it's exciting it would be a step forward. Today's video was sponsored by Kung Pao Pussy. I don't know, something, some sort of sponsor. Make a little moolah, monetize a podcast, shoot the shit with the sponsors, and not that I'd be talking with them, but I can read ads fun. Today's episode is brought to you by the coronavirus vaccine. Are you first in line? I didn't think so. Have they worked out the kinks yet? Have enough people died before you're willing to go do it yourself? I don't know if I'll get a vaccine, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I do believe in vaccines. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. We have eliminated plenty of diseases because of vaccines. But I started getting the flu shot like last year. 2 years ago, something like that. It's recent because I'm an ignorant fool. But then once I'm like, I don't know, I'm like keep burping. Shocker. I never got the flu shot because I was like, what's the point? Like, it's one specific strain and there's multiple strains of the flu. And so I was like, what's the point? I'm still going to get sick, probably, I imagine. But there are benefits such as if you do get the flu, you're less contagious to others. So that was one thing that made me get it. I was like, oh, if I get it, I'm going to be less likely to spread it. And so maybe I'll do that with the old COVID-19. But I just think there's some funny things about COVID-19. I think we're headed to a potentially totalitarian state of power. I'm concerned. It's not political. It's a little political. Are you stupid? It's been polarized to the extreme. I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's never stopped me in the past. It's what is it? Let's not even dive into it, folks. I don't care anymore. Like I said, I don't know who's president. I forgot there was a pandemic. I'm planning a road trip, I think. I need to go do this road trip that I want to do. I need to go. I have been incredibly... I talked about this on the Patreon episode, which, by the way, go sign up for that. I have been hyper-disciplined, I would even use. I would use the term hyper-disciplined. You want to just sound smart, just toss the word hyper in front of other words. Hyper-successful. Hyper-sexy. Hyper-poop. I just took a hyper shit. So I've been hyper-disciplined the last 6, 7, 8 months. I mean, strict routine. But it hasn't felt strict. It's been a routine that I have looked forward to every day. And it's allowed me to make this album sound the way it sounds. It's allowed me to create this podcast. It's allowed me to read books. It's allowed me to be sober. It's allowed me to be in the best shape that I've ever been in. It's allowed me a lot of positive things that are benefiting me now and in the future. Design your life to benefit your future. All right? Set up the coffee the night before so when you wake up, everything's ready to go. Invest in a coffee pot that has an automatic button. We have a Keurig Duo, whatever. Keurig Duo something or other. And, the automatic setting on there. It is so nice because I'm up every day at 7:30. You know this. And so when I click that automatic button, I have it set for 7:20. I get up and there's a full pot of coffee ready. So design your life to benefit your future, which I have been doing that for the last 6, 7, 8 months. I've been doing that for a long, long time, in fact, but on a very, very, very disciplined scale the last 6, 7, 8 months. And so as proud of myself as I am, I feel as if it's time for me to go on an adventure. And I think it's time for me to go on a solo adventure. First off, I want to go for like 1 or 2 months. And I don't have a job. Like, I don't have a 9 to 5. And so that's not a problem for me. I'll work on the road. Everyone's working remotely. And so I've always worked. I work from home. I work wherever it doesn't matter. I work where there's Wi-Fi. And so I need to go. I think I'm going to go out west. I'm going to go south and then I'm going to go west. I think. I want to go in a bunch of states that I've never been in. I have been. Let's pull up. Let's pull up. Let's see. Google Maps. All right. Google Maps. Show me where I'm at. Oh my God, I'm fat. Okay, here we go. Oh, what the fuck? No. Okay. States that I've been to. There we go. Okay. So, I have not been to all over the place, but I have been to Michigan. Oddly enough, I've been to Michigan. I've been to Wisconsin, Minneapolis. I've been to, what am I doing? Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina. I think I passed through Virginia. That's pretty much it. I've gone south. All right? And I think I'm going to, I'm just spitballing here. And there's no plan as of yet. I mean, there's sort of a plan. I think I'm going to go through Wisconsin. I'm going to go visit my aunt and uncle. I'm going to go to Minnesota to visit some friends. And then I'm going to go south through Iowa, through Missouri, through Arkansas, and to Louisiana. And then I think I'm going to hang out. I'm going to stop maybe. I want to head south. I want to get out of the fucking cold. And so I think that's the plan. Through Minnesota, through Iowa, through Missouri, through Arkansas, through Louisiana. I'm sure I'll stop in all of the states. But I think I will spend longer in the southern states. I want to spend time in Louisiana. I'd like to maybe head a little east to Mississippi. I've never been to Mississippi. I would like to do that. And then I'm considering, here's the thing, I want to also go, I want to go to Florida too, like go to the Keys and stuff like that. But I've been to Florida 3 times, and so I want to see something new. And so maybe I will go through Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and then I'll head out west, and then I'll go through. I'm going to spend some time, I think, in Texas. This is all. None of this is planned, and I don't want to not go because I'm afraid to go by myself or something like that. It's like I feel like it's calling me, and I feel like I need to do it, and so I think I'm gonna go hang out in Texas for a good bit. I'd like to go to all the cities. I mean, Texas is so fucking big, and maybe just go west through Texas, through New Mexico, through Arizona, and get out to California, and maybe spend some time out there. Maybe ride like the coast all the way up to Oregon and Washington. I want to go. Oh, and then I could just like cut back east through Montana. I could go through Wyoming. I could go through Nebraska, and then I'd be like back in Iowa, and then I could just head, or maybe I could even go to. I'm not going to cover all the states, but I want to cover all the. I want to see the damn country. You know what I mean? I need to get out of the house. You have to travel to. I wrote this down the other day. You have to travel to appreciate staying put, and you have to stay put to appreciate traveling. We're at the halfway point, folks. If you'd like to reach out to the show, I'd love to hear from you. Please do send me your questions, your comments, your concerns, your naked pictures to the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. I'll say it again. I will say it thrice if need be. Reach out to the show with your questions, your comments, your concerns, your naked pictures to the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. That's the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you've been enjoying the show, folks, which you've made it this far, I know you are. I mean, don't fucking lie to yourself. Come on, I deliver a good product. What do you want from me? We got exclusive, by we, I mean me. We have exclusive content. I think that's going to be my catchphrase. And by we, I mean me. I'm always saying we, like I have a whole team running everything, but it's a trick. It's me. So, but we got a lot of good shit on Patreon for you. Now, if you don't know what Patreon is, where the fuck have you been? Patreon is a very popular platform. It's just an app, you fucking idiot. It's an app, stupid. What do you think it is? It's an app, which is short for application. You know this. It's a lot of fun. It's a way for creators to monetize their creativity, but it's also a way for you guys to get a bunch of really cool benefits, a lot of cool perks, a lot of cool shit. Now, I put a lot of time into the Patreon. I put a lot of effort. They are my number one priority because they're paying me money. Not only are they paying me money, but I get to know these people personally. And so I am obligated to them, and not in a bad way, in a very fun, exciting, connected sort of way. And so there's different options, but you will get... So this show comes out every Wednesday. Clearly, you're listening to it. It's a Wednesday episode. Look at the date, stupid. What are you, blind? Free episode every Wednesday, you cheap fucks. Every Wednesday, and there's a Saturday episode every Saturday that is exclusive on Patreon. It's a lot of fun. Lots of fun. So when you sign up, do it now. When you sign up, you can gain access to the Saturday bonus episodes, all of them, not just one. You gain access to all of them, and not only that, but you get daily inspirational audio posts. You get early access to my music before it is ever released to the public. A lovely perk people enjoy. You also get a handwritten letter from me. When you sign up, think of that. If there's one thing I'm given, it's my time. You get a handwritten letter from me when you sign up. You give me your address. I write you a letter, personalized. You get an autographed picture from me when you sign up. Something to jerk off to, something to finger bang yourself to, whatever you want. Whatever your preference is. All right? You get finger bang. Is that what you do, ladies? This? You get an autographed picture that you can enjoy. But the offers don't stop there. The benefits don't stop there because I'm a giver. You can also get a Trevor Ohlsen t-shirt. A t-shirt when you sign up. It looks good. We have ladies' tees. We have unisex tees. We've got tank tops. Go on my website, trevorolsen.com, if you're interested in looking at the different types of shirts, and you could let me know what it is that you want when you sign up. And then not only that, but you and I can Skype together, Skype or Zoom, whatever your preference is. Name another person on Patreon who's doing what I'm doing. Name one. I can't think of any. I try my absolute best to deliver the absolute best to people on Patreon. So, and to all of you patrons who are signed up, who are listening to the Wednesday episode, thank you very fucking much. I appreciate you, and I know you inside and out, because I've slept with almost all of you. It's not true. It's not true. I know your insides and out. It's kind of a gross way to put it. I know your insides. Sound like a serial killer. So if you're interested, head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. That is Patreon. Patreon with a P. Patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. Just download the app, stupid, and type my name in, find some creators, and you'll find me, and it'll be a great time. So I look forward to you signing up, and if you don't, I will destroy your personal life. I'll find you. I will look at the analytical data to see who is listening, and I'll say, 100 people listened. How many people signed up? 4. Okay, that means 96 of you are about to go through hell. I will ruin your job. I will ruin your relationships. I will kill your cats or dogs or both. Right? The laws aren't very tight around that. Are they family or property? So sign up today at patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. We'd love to have you. And by we, I mean me. Catchphrase. And by we, something I could get some merchandise that says, we'd love to have you. And by we, I mean me. Get the longest catchphrase possible. We'd love to have you. And by we, I mean me. I don't know. Maybe that's lame. But I don't dismiss my ideas because I don't know what they are. You can't judge your ideas. You can't judge your songs. You songwriters out there, you can't judge them because you don't know what they are yet. You can't judge a podcast episode when you're 40 minutes in, you got 20 minutes left. How's the episode? I don't know. I don't know. The episode is determined by the audience. Maybe this is a shit episode. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know, folks. All I know is that I'm here and I'm showing up. And so are you. What else should we discuss? What else is going on out in the little world? I don't know. I have a photo shoot coming up here. Little photo shooty Shooter McShooterson. Photo shoot December 10th. David Hakamaki, Hukamaki, David in town. He is going to be shooting me with a gun. And then he's going to take a picture of my dead body because he's a psychopath. That's not true. Don't listen to what I'm saying. This is a comedy podcast. I love David. David is going to shoot some pictures for the album cover. Ooh, so exciting. Oh, yes. Very exciting. David is going to be shooting pictures for the album cover. We're going to get a sick COVID-19 album cover. And, oh my God, I have indigestion every episode. So December 10th photo shoot. And we're going to not only get the album cover, but we're going to get some cool pictures as well. So I'm excited about that because now it's becoming real. It's like all the music is done, I think. I'm going to abandon it very soon. And now it's time to move forward into the next. I need a Tums. Hold on. My God, I'm 80. I'm 80. Oh, sitting weird. My hips are hurting. Oh, yeah. That's nice. My God. What a nightmare. I didn't even eat anything crazy. I had my standard breakfast. Anyhow, I'm transitioning sexually. I'm transitioning to the next phase of the album, which is I'm going to make physical copies. Which is exciting. Even though people don't really listen to CDs anymore, it's not even about people. It's not even for people to listen. It's for people to have something physical. I autograph them, and then they have it, and it has all the lyrics in it, and has a little, what do you call them, liner notes and stuff like that. It has a cool personalized feel to it. So I'm gonna get a X amount of CDs made. I will sell them on my website. I'll sell them on my website. But yeah, I'm excited. Like it's this is one thing I have to get done before I become start living the nomadic lifestyle. I have to keep working. I have to make the physical copies. I have to now transition to like the advertising and marketing aspects of it. And so now like the game's not done. Like one game is over, and now I'm transitioning to the next quarter. That's a good way of putting it. Like maybe maybe one quarter is finally finished, or maybe it's halftime. That's a good way to put it. I don't know why I'm like experiencing intense heartburn. I apologize, but I feel as if it's hindering my performance. Oh wow! What is happening? Jeez, did I drink something? I don't know. I don't like it. Oh, okay. Ooh, there we go. That helped. A little water. A little snappy of the neck. Ugh, gosh. It's hell getting older, folks. 25. It's good to be here, guys. It's good to be here. It's good to be chatting with you. It's good to be catching up. We just got to keep on living, man. This is when you know I don't know what else to say in the show. Some episodes, I have to say, episode 19, I crushed it. For an hour. I mean, I killed. If you are just tuning in for the first time, go back and listen to episode 19. It was a masterpiece. And it's funny because you go, oh man, I'll never do as good as that again. Or you think, oh man, like that was a rare jewel, man. And you just can't think like that. You go, listen, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to try at least I'm going to approach each episode by trying to kill it, by trying to crush it. How do you do that? What's the common denominators? Energy and enthusiasm. That's a big one. I have to yell to the point where my mother texts me. And because she's concerned that I'm, plotting a school killing. Like, I have to yell and be enthusiastic, which I have no problem being. I'm an energetic, enthusiastic type person. Which, let me say, energy, and I might have spoke of this, but fuck you. Energy and enthusiasm are valuable. Energy and I'll say it again. Energy and enthusiasm are valuable, and they're also contagious. I didn't realize, people started saying that I had a great personality and that I was full of energy and enthusiasm, and I was like, isn't everyone? And then I looked around, and I'm like, no, everyone's fat. Everyone hates their lives. I was like, oh, okay, so that's why maybe people are digging the podcast, the videos, the silly videos. It's like, I get into a mentality where everything that I do, like musically, creatively, I always just kind of think, yeah, anyone can do this. But then people remind me, or I'm reminded that no, not everyone can. So when that was needed. My God, I'm like an 85-year-old man who just ate like a cheeseburger, and I'm laying down, and I'm going, oh my God, Becky, you have to give me the Tums, Becky. Give me a cigarette, Becky. Oh, that's right, she's dead. Yeah, so I kind of viewed in the past creativity as something that everybody had, but they just hadn't tapped into it. But I now believe, and I believe this because of things I've heard from Jordan Peterson, and he's much smarter than me. Much. And so that's why I listen to him. I listen to smarter people. Don't listen to stupid people. Listen to smarter people. Get in a friend group where you're the dumbest one, you'll get smarter. And so, but he said, everyone loves to say that creativity is a dramatic breath. That creativity, everyone likes to say that everybody's creative. And he's like, no, that's wrong. He's like, very few people are high in creativity. And And it's oftentimes viewed as a curse, because when you're not doing creative things, people who are high in creativity, when they're not doing creative things, when I'm not doing creative things, I feel very unfulfilled. I feel lacking. I feel disconnected. I feel uninterested. I feel lethargic. Because when I'm doing these uncreative things, say when I was working other jobs that I wasn't passionate about, I'm going, fuck, I just want to do music. I just want to make money from music. Like, what the fuck what do I have to do to figure it out? I have to figure it out or I'm going to be miserable. Same with this podcast. Thankfully, this podcast is a fun, creative way for me to just express my feelings and hopefully entertain you guys and have a good time. But it's creative, because there's something creative about doing an hour show off the cuff. Off the cuff. Off the fucking cuff. Wonder why it's called off the cuff. Let's find out. Off the cuff. Without preparation. That's right. Zero preparation. Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome to another episode of the Trevor Ohlsen Show. So I've always kind of viewed creativity as anybody can do it. So I don't place a whole lot of value on like my music or my podcasts or anything like that, because in my mind I go, yeah, anyone can do this. They're just maybe they just don't want to, or they're too lazy to, or they're too afraid to, or or something like that. But it's not true. It's like not many people can do a podcast off the cuff for an hour. I'm not saying I'm special. I'm just saying I'm higher in creativity. That's all. And so it reminds me of that creativity is valuable. Energy and enthusiasm is valuable. Now, you can be energetic and be enthusiastic and not be high in creativity. By the end of the show, I sound like a smoker. I'm from Boston. I'm a Boston smoker. I need some water. Oh my God, give me some more. Becky, give me some Tums. Becky. Oh yeah, she's dead. I don't know why Becky's dead, but she is. Yep. See, when I get to these points in the podcast where I go, I don't know what the fuck else I'm going to talk about. I just go. I go where the conversation takes me. And right now it's taking me to, where are we taking me to? Well, we've talked about creativity. We've been talking about all sorts of things, mate. I can't say enough about Matthew McConaughey, though. I'm a straight male. That might surprise some of you, but I am. And he's a man. Not in a sexual way, but he's just a man. Like, he makes me want to be a better man. That's the type of stuff. Yeah, we need to watch shows, read books, podcasts, listen to people who make us want to be better. I used to think that inspiration was phony, because there's a lot of phony people out there who they just say inspirational things, but they don't do anything. Now, I'm a young 25-year-old in his parents' basement, so I feel at times like hypocritical to give advice, and that's not my intention. It's not to give advice, but I think I have credibility because I put the work in. Listen, if I was telling all of you guys to go work out and I was a fat, lazy fuck, you shouldn't listen to me. But I busted my ass for the last 7 years in there. Again, I'm not special, I'm not different, I'm just willing to put the time in. And so I feel like I have credibility there, so I can talk about it. And I feel like I can encourage people and inspire people, hopefully. Just encourage people, motivate people. It wasn't my intention, but then people started messaging me and saying, hey, thank you You've inspired me for the day. You. I had a couple people message me and say that one man messaged me and he said, I lost 20 pounds because I was tuning into you every day and you inspired me to go drink less, eat healthier, and he lost weight. And another guy messaged me and go, hey, I've been keeping up with you at the gym, seeing your posts. He's there and really inspired me, and I lost like 30-something pounds. And that's really fucking cool. And I know I've talked about this, so get over it. But we are and we aren't living for ourselves. Does that make sense? Like, at the end of the day, we're sleeping with ourselves, and we are autonomous individuals. But what I do and what you do, what you do, not only affects you, but it affects those around you. And so this is a great way to, if you are nihilistic and you think there's no meaning in life, which I'm sorry you have arrived at that place. It's a sad place to be. Understandable, though, because life, it can be very, very difficult and filled with malevolence and adversity. Stop being a pussy, though. Just kidding. Not really. Here's a great... if you think your life doesn't matter, your nihilism clearly is going to negatively affect those around you. If you have a family, hopefully you have a family. If you have friends... If your nihilism, nothing matters, well, clearly your actions matter because you're negatively affecting those around you. And you're going, I'm being, I have this horrible outlook on life and nothing matters. But my negative, nihilistic outview on life is negatively affecting those around me. So what I actually am doing does matter because my actions not only affect myself, but they affect those around me. And so... by me going to the gym, although my intention was to just go clear my brain, get a great workout in, accomplish something, seek out a difficult task, push through, take a step forward to becoming the man I want to be, although that was my intention, all of a sudden that bleeds over into other people who are viewing me or seeing what I'm doing, and they take action in their lives, and they start to get healthier and more energetic and more enthusiastic, and they start pursuing their goals and their aspirations. And then, guess what happens? Then their circle starts seeing them get better, and then someone in their circle gets inspired by them, and they start taking action, and they start changing their lives, and so on and so forth. So if you think nothing matters, I think you're very wrong. And if you read How to Win Friends and Influence People, great book. If you read that, he says in there, never tell anyone that they're wrong. And so I really don't say that. But if you think that nothing matters, I think that you're wrong. Just start taking steps forward in the right direction, whatever that direction and whatever that is, whatever that direction is and whatever that means to you. Not what it means to grandma. Not what it means to your mom or dad, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your aunts, your nephews, your nieces. Not what it means to anybody else, but what does it mean to you? You are living your life for you. And by becoming the best you, I use that old horrible cliche, but become your best self. By becoming your best self, rather, you are going to positively enhance other people's lives and in turn help them take steps forward to becoming their best selves. It's the ripple effect. It's the fucking ripple effect. And I love that I ended up on that note. I think that's a very powerful, positive way to end the show. Your actions matter. Your words matter. Your life matters. You matter. You do matter. And I mean that. I mean it, folks. If you'd like to reach out to the show, folks, we've made it. If you'd like to reach out to the show, I'd love to hear from you. The Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. Say it again. The Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. Send me your questions, your comments, your concerns, your news to the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. It'd be great to hear from you. And if you enjoyed today's episode, which I'm sure you did because I'm brilliant, head on over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. Sign up for all the benefits, the perks, the Saturday episodes, the early access to music, the daily inspirational posts, the autographed pictures, the handwritten letters, the t-shirts, the opportunities to Skype with me. Go sign up. It's fun. You'll love it. You won't regret it. It's cheap. It's affordable. And it will be a positive part of your week every Saturday. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic week, fantastic day, fantastic life. It is, it's Wednesday, so next episode will be Saturday. And you guys just keep moving forward. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon.